Hey everybody, welcome back to the LWN Network. I am Tammy Nation and LW is backstage waiting to come on in a brief moment, but I want to welcome you guys on in tonight, this Thursday evening, December 4th, 2025. It's good to see all of you already in here, and we decided to do a show tonight because some of the stuff we wanted to cover in last night's show, we just didn't have time for, and there's a couple important things that LW and I thought that we needed to get out there and get the information to you guys this evening. So that's why we're on tonight. Hopefully, this show we'll see if we can pull out some good news about turning America's wealth back to prosperity instead of worrying about us going under. We've had some pretty intense shows with not such good news. So we're hoping with the subjects we have tonight and some of the research that we've done regarding the Trump accounts and some policy changes we're going to go over, that is heading in the right direction for America to gain our wealth, our freedom, our independence, and our lovely country back to where we all, I think, want it to be for the most part. So with that being said, I'm going to play this quick intro and then we'll be right back with LW.
All right. Hey. Welcome back to LWN tonight. We are excited for this show because, like Tammy said, there's just so much out there. We could probably go 24/7 and still probably not cover it all. And there were some important things that we missed last night, some little nuggets. And I wanted to talk about them tonight. I know Tammy wanted to talk about them. And we are going to try to breathe a little bit of hope into this thing because I do talk about a lot of things and I try to wake people up and give you guys a different perspective. And so tonight, we're going to try to look at maybe some positive things. I think there are some positive things out there, a lot of positive things that are happening with this administration and in this country. And then there are other things that I like to cover too. That's a whole nother show. So I see a lot of people saying Merry Christmas in chat, and yeah, it is the season. But remember what the true meaning of the season is. And yes, there's always argument of was Christ really born in December? I think we can all agree he was not. But this is the time of year that they did choose to celebrate the birth of Christ, and I at least like to celebrate the birth of Christ. Now, I'm not into all the commercial aspect of Christmas and all of the gift giving and stuff like that. It is nice to get gifts. Not gonna lie, but it's not what I'm all about. It's it's more of a season of spending time with family and really understanding what's most important to you. That's something else that I really try to pay attention to this time of year, and being kind and having a kind heart and trying to help our fellow human beings out there. Really, it doesn't even have to be a red or blue thing. It doesn't have to be anything other than they're just human and they make mistakes. They need help. I see our brother Travis, Trainwreck Travis, in the chat, and he by far is, in my opinion, somebody who set a very high standard, not just at LWN, but even on his own channel, where Travis has spent a lot of his own money, his own time. He's traveled across the country, and Travis put his money where his mouth is. And he's really, and I consider Travis a friend, and he really has set a good example of what it is to go around and help people. So, thank you for that, Travis. I think you are a leader in that. And so, we've got some coffees that were bought for us tonight. Appreciate that. I'll let Tammy talk about that here in just a second. We just got a lot going on. It's the end of the year. We're closing out 2025, rolling into 2026. LWN is back. We are stronger than ever. We're going to continue to grow. We've got lots of great ideas and plans We've invested a lot of money into this channel, into the studio, into all the equipment, and I think it's just amazing to see all the wonderful people. We see a lot of new names in there. In the last few weeks. Glad that you guys found us. A lot of the old names are still here, and all of our great mods. And just, I don't know. I'm grateful. This time of year really makes back, and I'm just grateful for a lot of things, Tammy.
I am too, and that was a good intro to the show. And I want to give a big thanks to Carlene and Chase. They bought us 20 coffees tonight. That's simply amazing. They're the best mods. They're always here. They're always willing to go the extra mile to make sure that our viewers and our listeners feel comfortable in the chat, as well as getting them the information that they ask for. So thank you guys very much. They said Merry Christmas, Mike, Tammy, Jeff, and the LWN family. Praying we all have the best Christmas ever. Love and appreciate you all. Well, we appreciate you guys right back as well, Carlene and Chase. So we love you. Thank you very much. Also, as far as Jeff B is playing around in our chat a little bit, but he said that he's pretty busy. And what he's going to do, LW, you didn't catch this. He said, let him know towards the end of the show because he's able to come on and he has a bombshell to drop. And so that'll be very exciting as well. So
stick around for Jeff B coming on at the end of the show. So Tammy and I are going to run through some of the stuff that we want to share with you guys. And then whenever Jeff's ready, I'd say about an hour-ish. Usually we've been running around 90 minutes. So I'd say Jeff B probably be coming in here in about an hour. So about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He'll be in the chat. But I also sent you another copy.
Yep.
One of our very favorite listeners, been with us a long time, and I know that she has supported this channel for a long time too. And she was actually one of our winners of the silver coin giveaway. And I remember this specifically. She called into the show after she won the coin and said that coin was something that she held very precious and that she was going to hold on to it and give it to one of her kids. And I thought that was really neat that she was going to pass that down to the next generation. So go ahead, Tammy.
I think it's incredible. So it was Crystal. Thank you so much, Crystal, for buying us a coffee again and just being such a good supporter of this channel and being a positive force in the chat as well. She said, love y'all. Maybe my next coin from y'all by donating a coffee. So once again, if you donate a coffee from now all the way up till we do that drawing, we're going to announce the winners on Monday, this next Monday, December 8th, coming up. You guys still have time to enter the drawing by just buying a coffee or making some sort of donation, and we appreciate it, each and every one of you. Subscribing, sharing, and all that is wonderful as well to get this channel growing and back to where it was before we were taken down on the big channel here a few years ago. As well as, our Facebook been taken down from 15,000 subscribers. We've started a new one and we're up to 238 or something. So we appreciate you guys and your patience. You guys know that we all have gone through a lot of stuff here just trying to get the truth out or finding out what's going on in the world by being, suppressed and canceled and taken down and all that. LW had, I've lost count of how many channels you've had. I don't even know. I have no idea. But we're still here. So thank you guys very much for just making the effort to keep finding us. We appreciate it so much. So it's a good...
And how you can allow other people that used to watch us find us is by hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like and notification bell, and sharing us out. I see us all over other people's private pages on Facebook and other areas and other platforms. So that helps the channel. Tammy, I got a bombshell that I'm going to start the whole show off with.
You can't let Jeff B be the only bombshell dropper.
I can't.
I knew it.
I can't let Jeff be the only one. So here's my bombshell. A lot of you guys probably wonder, because over on Rumble, you can send us a super chat on Rumble. That qualifies you for the silver coin giveaway. You can also subscribe to us and be a subscriber over on Rumble. We'll get that back on YouTube again here very soon. There's also, you could be a monthly subscriber on Buy Me a Coffee. You could just buy one coffee a month, $5 a month goes a long way. And so a lot of you probably wonder, well, what do you use the money for that's donated? Well, one, we use it to buy the silver coins. We've done that. Tammy's got the coins in her possession, and when we do the drawing, those will go out in the mail very soon after the drawing. Also, what we use the money for is pay for the internet here, pay for all the software. I've got a lot of money wrapped up in this show for the software and all the other stuff that we do. And I also have a very close friend of ours. You all know him. His name is War Machine, who is doing all the artwork for us for all these new all these new t-shirts. And so my bombshell tonight is I want to share with the audience the next 3 newest t-shirts that are coming out. And I hope that you guys absolutely love his artwork on this, because this is my brain, my ideas, and he puts them on the screen. So let me share this one right here with you guys tonight. This is going to be in the shop here very soon. So stay tuned. We'll let you know when it's in the store. Jeff B is going to come in the store. So this is Liberty Warrior Nation, California, 1850. California became a state in 1850. And what we're going to do is all 50 states and some countries, and we're going to do the state animal. Just happens to be the grizzly bear for California, and the bear is flying the California state flag, and he also has on his t-shirt is the California badge. Now, this is just one of 50. So let me share with you the next one.
And I love it because they're going to be holding, these powerful animals will be holding the state's flag, and then it tells you the state and the date that the state became a state. And there's Georgia.
This is God, how am I having brain farts on names today? I want to call you every name but Tammy. So this is Tammy's beautiful state of Georgia, and it happens the animal there happens to be a white-tailed buck. So Georgia became a state in 1788, if you didn't know that. And the last but not least, I wanted to show the great state of Texas. This is one of my favorite ones, the Longhorn. And Texas became a state in 1845. So that's my bombshell for tonight. I wanted to share that with you guys. Be ready for those to hit Jeff's store, I would say within the next week. So you might actually get some of these ordered before Christmas and get them to you by Christmas. Possibly, I don't know. But I just want to let you know, when you guys are buying coffees and you send us super chats and you become a subscriber, that's what this money goes to, because War Machine doesn't have a job. This is his job. War Machine is home. He's working on the computer. He helps us out with all of our artwork and is a producer of the show. And so he makes a little bit of money off these t-shirts. We send him money from Buy Me the Coffee to help him. I pay for his software, for his computer, so he could do all this artwork and stuff. So it's important. That's why it's so important to support this channel, because that's what it goes for. So Tammy, that was my bombshell for tonight.
I think they're really cool, and the audience seems to, from what I can tell, like them a lot. I think it was a great idea, but this is how it works with LW's mind. Be inside his mind for a moment. It's a very dangerous, crazy, chaotic place, because all of a sudden he thinks of something and then he puts it into motion, which is good. It's like entrepreneurial mind, and that's really a good thing. But it also keeps people on their toes, and it's wonderful, because we want to keep everything fresh and we want to keep it interesting for you guys as well. So we'll just keep coming up with more and more, I'm sure, but this is a great start. So I think it's wonderful. And hello to your mom. I just saw her in chat. Hi, Shirley. Prayers and thoughts are with you. It's good to see you in chat tonight.
Yeah, my mom is in chat, and she lost a loved one this week. She lost her little buddy. And so if you guys can continue to keep her in your prayers, I'm sure she would appreciate it. My aunt's in there too. Good to see you.
Oh, okay.
Tammy, I think we're ready to go. So
all right. So let's go ahead now. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Trump's accounts, but I think it's really good to go ahead and play the Dell family video. Now, the Dell family, our billionaire family, they made a big donation to the Trump accounts. After we play that little 1-minute video of them actually talking about making the donation to these children's accounts, we're going to go over the article that explains what Trump's account is. This was a big deal. This is something we didn't get to yesterday. Now, the left is trying to spin it. Other people are trying to spin it. But we're going to go through an article with Charles Schwab, who's Money Investors, right? And they're going to break it down. Now, there is definitely some work to be done on this, but it was a big deal with what Trump came out with it yesterday in the Oval. So let's go ahead and play that video of the Dell family.
Okay, now I can't wait to talk about this because this is very exciting, especially for parents.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and play this, and we'll talk about it after.
In honor of America's 250th anniversary, the Dells are announcing today that they are giving 25 million American children $250 each to save and to invest in their personal Trump account.
Susan and I are super excited to announce our $6.25 billion gift to 25 million American children.
When children have a future that they can see is worth saving for, then that will help build hope and opportunity and prosperity for generations to come.
We are going to make sure that all American families have a stake in the success of the United States of America.
We're just getting started. Today is day one. This is an extraordinary contribution, but it's the beginning of a drumbeat you're going to hear for the next 6 months leading up to the 250th anniversary of the country. I don't think there's anybody in the country who won't have heard about this.
And this will be one of the many marquee achievements of the Trump administration.
So they made that big donation, and we are going to pull up now the what to know about the Trump accounts, which is the article that I sent you. It says Trump accounts details by Charles Schwab. Now, this is going to be like an IRA type thing, but there are details in here that are important for people to see and understand. You can actually look at this website yourself as well, or this article. So basically, it is children that are 17 years or younger. So it says you have to have a social security number to have a Trump account. So as noted above, they said contributions cease in the year the eligible beneficiary turns 18. However, to receive a free $1,000 federal grant, the child would need to be a U.S. citizen. So the federal government's going to give a $1,000 grant to U.S. citizen children, okay? And anyone can basically, almost anyone can contribute to this Trump account, and parents, grandparents, family members, and the such. And it says individuals can contribute to the account until they turn 18. The maximum annual contribution will generally be $5,000, and this amount will be indexed to inflation beginning in 2028. The accounts will start being open and accessible for you to do July 5th. Of next year, right after the 250th year anniversary. And it says employers can contribute up to $2,500 to the child of an employee's account, tax-free each year. Note, at this time, it appears that employer contributions are included in the overall $5,000 limit. However, additional IRS guidance may be needed to clarify this issue. So, nothing is set in stone other than what the donations and getting it rolling and all that stuff. And they're going to have to put in the fine-tuned details. He's going to keep us updated as this progresses. But I think this is wonderful as you go through this and see that basically it's saying that the Trump accounts represent a potentially valuable tool for building up savings and tapping the power of compound growth for the young, which we've been looking for that, right? To get our youth something started, get them a jump start. And it says, for example, imagine a family that could contribute to and invest the full $5,000 in a Trump account. and for the entire 18 years. Assuming a reasonable growth rate by 18, the child's account would hold around $191,000 in assets, compromising about $108,000 in after-tax contributions, which would no longer be included in family estate. So you can scroll. This is a lot of legal mumble jumble that goes down, but go down to the chart there, LW, and see, this is going to talk about, this is the future dollars and how much potential it can be from 0 to 18, because a newborn baby, obviously 191,000, a potential amount available for education, starting a business, or purchasing a home at age 18, which I think is far better than this 50-year mortgage stuff that they keep talking about.
Absolutely.
And then, and then it goes to the retirement age of 60. You could have $2,200,000 in there. So basically, it's talking about planning ahead. It's going to work like a IRA type thing, but you can actually join IRAs and the 529 savings plan as tax advantage saving vehicles that could help families build wealth for the generation. And then it does talk in there about beneficiaries of homes and stuff like that. So it starts getting into some legal mumble jumbo, but I think it sounds pretty phenomenal to me. I don't know. I just think that it's something positive. It's something good. From you can have a baby, like even if you have a child now and next year when this goes into effect and you file the paperwork, if they're under 18, you can start it right then and there. And I think that it sounds like an interesting, good potential thing.
So you want my opinion, Tammy?
Yep. Are you going to go the complete opposite of me? Am I falling for something I shouldn't be?
This is what I'm going to say. I think it's good and bad. I think it's good because there could be people out there that have a hard time saving money. Okay. Things come up, car breaks down. They got to spend the money on the car. So they pull out of their savings, or they can't even put money in the savings because they got to replace something on the car. I mean, it's life always throws you curveballs, right? And so for some people, it is really hard to save. And sometimes I can be one of those people. It can be very hard to save. And I've saved money before and things happen and I got to pull out of my savings to fix a vehicle or whatever I got to do. So this could be very beneficial to people that struggle to save. Here's what I wish it did more of. It's cool that it starts off with $250 or $1,000 total or whatever. It would be nice if the government was putting into that every year. And I don't see that, Tammy. It's more of here's a starter, and then the family can put in up to $5,000 per year, but I don't see where the government adds to it. Is that correct?
The federal government said you can apply and add $1,000 each year from the federal government.
From the federal government. Okay, yeah. So that is a benefit. So I think that is a good benefit. So if you think about it, you have a kid, and by the time they turn 18, the government has put $18,000 into that account.
I mean, that's without you.
Yeah, that's without you. And then if you add another $5,000 every year on top of that, it can come up to about $191,000 at the end of 18 years. And for a kid wanting to go to college, which I'm not a big component of that, I'm not a big believer in sending your kid to college. The only thing that I think you should send your kid to college for is if they want to be a lawyer, a doctor, and that's about it. I mean, there aren't too many specific careers out there that I think are worth going to college for, other than being a lawyer or a doctor or something to that effect. So an 18-year-old kid graduating high school and having $191,000 saved up, that could be a huge thing for them to go out and pay cash for a vehicle. And I'm not talking about let them go buy $100,000 vehicle. I'm saying a reasonable vehicle. They could pay cash for it. That keeps them out of debt. They could go put that money down on a home, which real estate is a good place to put your money. So I think it has a lot of benefit. Here's the flip side of that coin. Here's my concern. Let's talk about Social Security. You are putting this money into a government account. Mm-hmm. How many times have they robbed Social Security blind? This is just a warning from me. That's the way my brain thinks, but it could be not so good if you are relying on the government to save for you. Now, if you can save money, and I encourage people that can save the money, that have the ability to do that and the discipline, I think it's better if you put that money into real estate for your kid, or put it into gold and silver, or put it into a Roth IRA that's going to draw 4 or 5%. And it allows you to have more control. Put it into CDs. CDs are yielding 4% right now. CDs you can put in for 6 months to 12 months, and then you can pull that money out, put it in somewhere else. So that's the flip side of it for me. It's concerning that you would have millions of people that would do this and then start putting that money in there. Here's my question. Can you answer this for me, Tammy? If, say, 1 million people, let's say 100 million people jumped on board with this, and 100 million people, say, only put $1,000 a year in for their kid, that's a lot of money. Do the math on 100 million times 1,000. My question is, since you're sending that to the government, it's a government account, what is the government going to do with your money that you don't know about? And then 20 years from now, are they going to say, oh, well, this savings account that we put together for you, this Trump account, is now bankrupt and we're out of money, like they always threaten with Social Security? That's just my thought process.
Well, the thing is, with them donating the money or putting money in, and these billionaire Dell people doing it, that is a good start. And that is, I guess, a kind gesture, an olive branch extension. They're not asking us to do all of the money. I like that. Social Security hasn't gone away. Social Security has been hung over our head over and over again. It has just been nonstop. Just like we're gonna take care of the homeless, we're gonna keep the borders closed. There's always something out there to be concerned and worry about. I guess more details to come is wonderful, but I have yet to see. I don't know. Trump put something out there so big that affects innocent children. It's something good that it made me happy compared to all the bad we've heard about children. Now, I do take into consideration what you're saying about government. We don't really trust them, especially with finances. But really, what's the alternative? If people did save, or if people were disciplined with their money, including myself, I'm not just pointing fingers, we wouldn't be in the shape where they would win with some of the things with their children, right? I'm not saying they have to have millions or thousands, but a lot of times we don't want to give up our simple pleasures to put that money aside. We say, you know what, I don't have a lot of money, so instead of putting it aside, I'm going to enjoy a night out. I'm going to take the family on a trip. So I just think maybe more discipline on our part would help that situation as well.
There's places you can put that money that you can't just go put it into a savings account with a debit card to it, connected to it for your kid. That's easy access. You got control of the debit card. You can go pull the money out anytime you want, buy foolish things or go to dinner or go on vacation or whatever, or use it for something that you have to.
Yeah.
But again, here's my thought, Tammy. I'm going to ask the question in chat right now. How many of you are pissed off of the billions of dollars that we send to Ukraine? That's a real question. So what's to say that we don't put this money in that account, and Trump's gone 20 years from now, obviously, and we get some fool in there that says, hey, it'd be a great idea if we pulled all that money out of those savings account and sent it to Ukraine or sent it to whoever to help those countries, and take that money from those accounts. I don't think there's a way that you can keep them from doing it. And I'm very concerned about putting the money into a government account.
I don't know. I mean, it's the same with a lot of other things in life, with the job that, you got, that you expect you're going to have the 401k and all that, and that dissolves, and you think you're going to have a career and a great retirement, and the business goes under, and you're left with nothing that you thought you'd be left with, right? You're empty handed. So I'm just saying, like I said, I think it sounds good. There's going to be a lot more work that needs to be done on it and nuts and bolts that need to be tightened up on this. But I like that at least it's a start. It's something. And I like that. I'm just going to say that the government is investing some money, and I'm not so sure that they'll be able to take it away. I don't know about that. I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know either. But here's the other thing that I do like is Trump ran on about what? Almost 8 years ago, he wanted to do like personal savings account for our Social Security, to where you had control of where you put your money in your Social Security, just kind of like a 401k. Now, I like the sound of that too. He also talked about doing savings account for our medical instead of social medicine. He talked about each one of us having our own like little savings account that we would put money into, government put money into. I don't know. I can't remember all the details of it, but at least with Trump, he's thinking outside the box and he's thinking of ways of making it better. I saw a comment that I don't trust Trump. No, I don't. I don't trust anybody in government, to be honest with you. And here's a fact. Trump's not going to be around for fucking ever. So yeah, he might be here for the next 4 years. Possibly he could be here for the next 8 years. That would be great. But eventually we will get some POS that will be president of the United States again. It's inevitable. And I don't trust that guy or that woman or whoever the hell it ends up being. So I think for us to trust government blindly is very foolish.
Well, yeah, and we wouldn't. I don't think we'll ever do that again, because we've been banged around a lot and realized that a lot that we've been trusting and just looking the other way, that was very fatal to a lot of things in our lives and affecting us. And I agree with this comment here. It's very simple. If any money is sent anywhere until our people, especially our veterans, are taken care of, why do we support countries that hate us? That is 100% true. If we did not send so much money out, and I don't want to hear, oh, that's just wheeling and dealing, that's the way the country runs. No, my eyes, and I think a lot of people's eyes, have been opened in the fact of how much we give and not get. These countries that say you need to help us, what have they ever done for us? I mean, I can't list something off the top of my head that another country has done for us besides giving us the Statue of Liberty, the French. And I hear that's not even a good thing. I mean, come on, there's that. And that's my whole thing. I want, and I don't think it's selfish, and that's why I got fired up last night about, I want our country protected all the way around. Finances, who comes in, America first always. I told you, AFA, America first always. I don't want to hear excuses. I'm tired of these congressmen coming up and talking about Israel. We have to support Israel. Ted Cruz, got elected so I can support Israel. Nothing against Israel and you people, okay? But at the moment, I want to hear my congressman fighting for us and getting this country straightened out and our finances straightened out and stop. We've seen Doge and what it's uncovered. We've seen all the bad news about AIPAC and everything else. We've got people in our chat that go over and over talking about the different things that we have sent money for, the ridiculous scientific things that are in foreign countries about ridiculous scientific experiments that they're doing. Who cares about some of that stuff? It doesn't make any sense to me. So to me, all these years later, as I've gotten older and I've seen this the last 4 or 5 years, I feel like it's all money racketing schemes. It's all to line their pockets. And I don't want to be a negative person, but I'm just fed up with us not getting our just cause and due first, our children being taken care of, and on and on. The same thing I think we all think. It's just we're fed up with it. So to me, this was a little positive thing. And real quick, Rebecca Jones, thank you for the coffee and the support. We appreciate you so much for that. Thank you. And
There
that's
was
my
two of them
Santa.
there, Tammy. There was 2 of them there.
Let me
Just so
see.
you know.
Okay, I'll go back to the smaller
Oh, while
picture.
you go back, I just wanted to say that John Estabrook said that in the fine print that the savings account is supposed to be better than Social Security. And I do believe that they're putting it together and still putting it together. And it will be in my opinion, better than Social Security. We
Yeah,
support other countries so that our government can get hands on their natural resources. I do understand that. I do realize that does happen as well. But I don't know. There is way too much shady stuff going on when we send money to other countries. I don't think we always get our money's worth. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. On my little text here, it says 2 more without pictures. So it ended. I've
wrong, Tammy.
No, I'm clicking on 2 more, and it says
still hasn't sent. All right, it's Rising Phoenix. Rising Phoenix bought us some coffees tonight and said thanks for the great shows. So thank you to Rising Phoenix.
We appreciate that so
my
much.
internet's so weird here. I got high speed fiber, and our phones don't work worth a hoot here. So sorry, but did my best, Tammy. Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
You were trying no. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little inside scoop real quick, a little sidetrack, because we're joking as well as being serious. So this morning, the phone cuts off and stuff. We had to talk about some business. We had to talk about some business, and all of a sudden LW's not there. And I'm like, well, it's his phone. He drives through the mountains on the way to the work. His phone cuts out. I sit in the same spot, and I hold my phone like this because we have issues with that happening a lot. But see, I'm always sitting like this, and he's the one driving. So he cuts out. So I tell him, I said, oh, you must have cut out because you're driving through the mountains. He goes, why is it every time the phone cuts out, the first thing you do is say, it's my fault, it's my fault. Just like he did tonight. You guys witnessed it. He said, oh, Tammy, it's not my fault. And it was your fault. So there's just a little bit of...
It was my fault. I will admit it. It's my fault.
But anyhow, so that's a little inside scoop to that. So I guess we can get on to the next topic, which is the pipe bomber arrest that occurred. So if you want to pull up the John Solomon video real quick, and we can play that. So we know about J6 and all that's been going on, about the planning of that and trying to figure out, how long ago that was. So they've finally made arrest, and I'm going to let John Solomon here talk about it real quick and give us the update.
Oh, wrong button.
They were zeroing in on a gentleman whom they arrested this morning in Northern Virginia. And the way this case was cracked was about a month or 6 weeks ago. Bongino, who was the lead on it, and Patel decided to take the old agents off the case and put a new team on it. Now, there was a little resistance, as there always is in the FBI, to any form of change. But the new team came in. They applied some new ideas, some new technologies, and some of the evidence that was sitting right in front of them with fresh eyes was followed, and it was able to be led to this gentleman who they arrested a little bit ago. We don't know much about his ideology or his intentions or his motives yet. And one of the things that FBI officials expressed with me this morning is that this is really the beginning. The arrest is the beginning of trying to understand how this operation was conducted, who's behind it, whether there are more conspirators or whether this is a lone wolf. Still all of that to be determined, but a really extraordinary effort. Almost 5 years later, with a fresh set of eyes and a different approach, the FBI that couldn't solve the case for 4.5 years solves it, very much like the way the Charlie Kirk investigation occurred in the first few hours. There were a lot of FBI agents in old guard that didn't want to put the suspect's photo out, but Kash Patel and Bongino insisted that was going to be key to getting the father to flip. And they put the photo out, the father flips, and of course you get that arrest as we see. What you're seeing is a different mentality in the FBI, and that plays out in 2 different ways. First, you see successes that we haven't seen in a while, lots of arrests, cases solved that had not been solved for a long time, other cases which could have gone on for months being solved in 33 hours like Charlie Kirk's assassin. The second part is it results in a lot of whining from FBI people who think they know what's better. And you see that even in the Miranda Devine story earlier this week. You've got these grousers and grouchers because the truth of the matter is Donald Trump ordered Patel and Bongino to break glass at the FBI. They broke glass. And now the FBI is doing things differently. They're succeeding, but there are people who want to focus on the whining and crying, not actually the success of what the FBI has been doing. The way they solved this case was fresh thinking.
So that was another positive spin on they didn't like the old eyes looking at it. They got the new eyes looking at it. Now, today it came out that Brian J. Cole Jr., 30 years old, is the one that's being charged with transportation of an explosive device via interstate commerce and attempted malicious destruction by means of an explosive device, according to the arrest warrant filed in his case. And then Attorney General Pam Bondi was saying the investigation is going to continue and more charges may be added. He was arrested at his home. Now, that's the good news, okay, after all this time. But the bad news, and what really ticked me off, was Kash Patel came out and said that the FBI has known the J6 pipe bomber's identity for 5 years. Thanks to their cellular analyst service team, it's called CAST, but the old FBI regime buried it. They hid the pipe bomber's identity while hunting grandmas who walked through the Capitol. And that is what Kash Patel came out and say. So that, once again, infuriated me that we've waited 5 years, and now this Bongino and Kash got the new eyes, did this, and found out who it was and arrested the person, but they held on to it for 5 years. So that's another dang thing that we discover.
Wow. We've been talking about this for 5 years here at LWN. There's always a 2-tier justice system. And frankly, I'm sick of it. And I think with this current administration, that's going to change. They're turning it around. Everybody's going to be held accountable, hopefully. And we see some other movement. Now, Tammy, I sent you some more coffees, yes. And we also have David Crumpta and Up North Soon, who did super chats over in Rumble, so you can read those too, because a couple of the comments over in Rumble on super chat pertain to some of the topics that we were just covering.
Okay, so let me say thank you to Stripe. Payment of from
don't read that one. That's the okay. Payment service.
Okay. Outlandish Patriot bought 5 coffees. Thank you so much. She said, or Outlandish said, thanks for all you do, and I'm so glad you're back on regularly. I've been watching for 5 years now. Merry Christmas. Well, thank you very much. We're happy to be here. And then the super chat from Rumble, D Crump, $10. I'm sick of the government wasting our hard-earned taxpayer money. They act like it grows on trees, and they don't know how to manage a damn thing. That couldn't be a more truthful statement in the state that we are in.
I agree with David 100%. That statement that he put in the super chat is spot on, because they refuse. It's not that they don't know how. It's they refuse to manage our money like you and I would manage our money. And unfortunately, some people, and I've been in this boat too, where I mismanage my own funds and get in trouble. But we're talking trillions of dollars that they've mismanaged, not $20 here and $100 there, millions and trillions and billions. And they foolishly spend our money, and we don't do a damn thing about it. So I totally agree with David on that comment. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some light.
Up north. Up north soon. You got to do the up north soon comment, because it pertains to what we're talking about.
Okay. I was just adding to your comment, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay. Up north soon, $5. Thank you so much. I have followed the Trump account thing for a while, which the whole press conference, and go to site trumpaccounts.gov. It will answer your questions. It sounds like the accounts open are 100% yours. So that is good news. Thank you for sharing that with us, Up North Soon. We appreciate it. Like I said, everything is so hot and so fiery. It's like you can't touch it for very long because you're on to the next hot, fiery thing. So we appreciate you guys getting us the latest information that you may know or caught that we missed. So we appreciate all these super chats and everything coming at us tonight. We appreciate it so very much. And like I said, and I'm going to finish my thought on top of yours, that I think that I agree. It's just so sickening. There's no more understanding or patience about mismanaged money. Like when we are trying to find 2 nickels to rub together, and I know that's an old saying, maybe it's a sign of my age, but the thing is, nowadays it's hard to find that, you know what I mean? And I think
that, not me.
I know, but yeah, I think that it's good that they try to do something that is going to help us because, like you said, for years and years and years, everybody gets rich, but the middle class, and the middle class is what is the strong back to America. We're the ones that keep it together. So it's time that we get our just dues. Let me see. Solve the case of crimes against humanity. Yes. I know we really need so much of that coming our way because we're going to be celebratory, and it's not because we're evil people. It's because justice will be served. So long justice hasn't been for so many people. So I agree with that comment. I would like to move to the White House new website media bias link that this
Yeah,
is
because we got about 15 minutes before Jeff hops in here with us. So stay tuned, folks. Hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button. Thanks for joining us over there on X. Continues to grow. We're almost up to 300, and I know that's not a big number, but it is for us on X. So thanks for joining us on X. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and repost us on X so other people can find us. Thanks for joining us over on Rumble. We got about 45 over there right now. Thank you, guys. Hit that Rumble button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. There is just a lot of good stuff that we get to do on Rumble. So really appreciate the Rumble platform and everybody that's there. Of course, we got quite a few people watching us on Facebook, and we've been trying to build Facebook back after we lost 15,000 subscriber base. So anything you guys can do over there on Facebook to help us out by hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing us out on your page, that will help us grow and people find us again on Facebook. And of course, YouTube. Thank you guys over here on YouTube. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share us out. Yeah, Tammy, we're going to talk about this next thing that you brought up to my attention today. And it's another big one. It's a good conversation. Jeff will be in here in about 15 minutes, so stay tuned. He's got a bombshell he wants to drop tonight as well. So go ahead, Tammy.
It's about the White House website link. So we got to pull that White House link up. It's the last little link in the email that I sent you. And then in the meantime, I'm going to say thanks to Cheryl Hall, who bought a coffee. She said, you guys are great. Always look forward to your shows. I've been a fan from the beginning, so happy you're back. Well, thank you very much, Cheryl. And also Barry McLean. Love you guys. It's nice to have a place for honest answers. I'll tell you what, Barry, we really try. Not just our opinion, honest answers. You know, we really just try so hard. So we do appreciate you acknowledging that. So it is a link, LW. It's not a video.
Yeah, right here. This is a video. It's White House.
No, that's the Dell family. It's at the bottom of the. It's at the bottom. I put them in order. There. Okay, there you go.
Biased exposure.
There you go.
Video, Tammy.
See, he's a little hot under the collar.
She's already blaming me again when I'm doing what I'm told. Typical woman. I do what I'm told, and I still get in trouble.
1 for 1. We're 1 for 1 tonight.
So do you want me to play the video or not?
Okay, that's just the intro. We can scroll down and that.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay, so then we'll go back up to the video. But the video at the top is going to explain this. So what they do is they play that little video, and then they tell you the outlet and all the details of what that video is and why it's there. And what the video is they pick a media offender of the week. So this video is the media offender of the week. So go ahead and play that.
Let's play that beautiful bean footage.
I have a statement to read for you here. President Trump and
that's not the right video.
Have made it clear that presidentially designated narco-terrorist groups are subject to lethal targeting in accordance with the laws of war. With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated. And I would just add one more point to remind the American public why these lethal strikes are taking place. Because this administration has designated these narco-terrorists as foreign terrorist organizations. The president has a right to take them out if they are threatening the United States of America and if they are bringing illegal narcotics that are killing our citizens at a record rate, which is what they are doing. And under the previous administration, there was enough fentanyl trafficked into our country to kill every American man, woman, and child many times over. And so that's why you've seen a drastic difference in this administration's policy with respect to the last. And it's one of the many reasons the American public reelected this president and support this Secretary of War in conducting these strikes.
Okay, so that's an example of a video that can be the right thing. Okay, so it says where it comes from, what the video is, the offense, the truth, and key points. So that's why I love this website. It's a new website. The one that I had, the video I had, was just different. It was that guy that we don't like. But
okay,
anyhow,
but hold on a second. We got to explain something. So when they're giving you the whole enchilada, like all the information, when it says the offense, they're talking about the media spin and the bullshit that they put out there. So it says the Washington Post, Alex Horton and Elaine, whatever the hell her name is, published an article with 2 unnamed sources claiming that Secretary Pete ordered a joint special operations commander to kill everybody during an anti-terrorist operation in the Caribbean Sea. Now, I think I also read something where they supposedly killed a fisherman and his family and stuff like that. So it was a lie. It was a spin. And then here they put down here what the truth really is, the key points, all the sources and all the links.
Yes.
So basically what this website is now is they're going to call the media on their bullshit. And I freaking love it. I love, because remember, we had to go through, 8 years total, really. If you think about the 4 years of Donald Trump's first term and all the bullshit lies and the bullshit spin that the media, remember when he first started running for president in 2014, 2015, and he used to point at the camera and say, look, it's fake news, because of all the bullshit that they would print, all the bullshit they would say. Then he got elected. They attacked him for 4 freaking years. Then here comes 2020. We all know what happened in 2020, but then he had to go another 4 years of them spinning and lying about him to run again in 2024 and win. And so this is a website that is going to hold their feet to the fire, hold them accountable, and call them on their bullshit.
Yes, and the mods did drop the link in the chat so you guys can access it, because they do one a week. And then there's other things that you can go on the website and see. You can see the administration, different articles. You can see the press briefing, statements, media, the history, presidential actions, remarks. So it's very, very transparent, and I love that. And it's not been out very long. And you're right. What I like about it as well is Christmas is coming. So if there's anything that you want to share with family members this Christmas before we head to the midterms, you have this website to show all the proof with it, because, you know, we've always said you have to have your proof and you know, the T's crossed and the I's dotted when you are having a discussion with a family or friend member that is just not wanting to hear you. And this is a great tool, I think, that you can use for that. So I was happy to find that and discover that, and they put that out there. So that's all there is to that.
That's pretty good information there, Tammy. I don't know if I sent you any more. I don't think I did, but I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna reach out to Jeff real quick while you do that and just let him know that we're ready.
Okay. Well, I did have other things if he doesn't. So I'll just talk about this while you're waiting for him. But there seems to be a habit that's being developed about people that are trying to defy any kind of orders that are put out there, including judges. We've talked about the judges, the Clintons, mayors and governors not working with ICE, and they just think that it's apple, cherry pie, okay to do it. Well, apple and cherry pie, one of each. You got to take a slice of each pie. The DOJ has sued 6 Democratic-led states for not providing voter registration rolls. Now, these states decided, nope, we're not giving them to you. The department yesterday announced that it filed all 6 lawsuits against Delaware, Maryland, New Mexico, Rhode Island, Virginia, and Washington. And they came out and said, Pam Bondi said the Department of Justice is going to continue filing proactive election integrity litigation until states comply with the basic election safeguards. So that is a bit of good information, because they shouldn't get away with it. They shouldn't be doing it. And ooh, he's already here.
Yeah.
But,
And look at the name. Look at the name that he's under tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Here
Well, let
we go.
me celebrate.
All right, let's welcome Jeff B to the show tonight, Mr. I Told You So. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
Oh, good. And yourself?
Not too bad. What'd you think of those new T-shirts that we're getting ready to send to you for the store?
Those are pretty badass.
Aren't they, though?
They were.
Yeah. Did you guys like that? The run of the glitter stuff we did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Glitter stuff coming, guys. Glitter stuff.
Now, can you tell what's glitter in the picture?
Yes.
Okay.
There's that sheen and shine on there. It's very cool. Yes.
Yeah, well, with me being colorblind, I have a hard time seeing it anyway. So
Right. But yes, definitely.
well,
But,
at least the first batch come out really good.
Yeah, we're very happy with them. The people in chat as well are liking them. And we have to announce, you guys, if you aren't already subscribed and following our Facebook channel, please do, because Jeff B and I were able to get him to be able to post the store and the t-shirts on the website, our Facebook page as well, is what I mean. So you can go there and look at them, and there's links to click on so you can order the t-shirts and stuff. And Jeff B, we have to get the store link, because I want to pin it to the top of the Facebook page as well.
Okay, yeah, I'll text
Yeah.
it over to you.
That sounds good, and we'll be able to do that. And before we have Jeff B do this explosion here, I want to say thanks to Tammy Jackson, who bought us a coffee, and she said, love you guys, and many thanks as always. So you guys are really on it with the coffees tonight. We appreciate it, supporting the channel, supporting War Machine and everybody else. And with the t-shirts, it's the same deal. The t-shirts are very inexpensive, in my opinion, and great quality, and I'm very excited about them. So are you keeping busy with the t-shirts so far, Jeff?
Yeah, the first batch of orders, some of them got them today, so it'll be interesting to hear what their feedback is.
Nice.
Good.
Okay, I'll shut up now, LW, if you're ready.
I'm ready for when Jeff is. And actually, if you're going to talk about the stuff that you sent us tonight,
don't show it.
Don't show it?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, I was going to show it if you want me to.
No, don't show it yet. I was given a pre-copy of what's going to be released to the press, and that's why it has that stamp on there.
Okay. I won't show it then.
So
Don't do it.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, so there's 3 bombshells. Well, 2 bombshells and then a one I told you so. So the first one is, I found out this morning why the seditious 6 are in the position that they're in. So do you remember in the very beginning when Pete Hegseth was going through Senate confirmation, and there was this big, oh my God, we can't believe you did this, putting communications on Signal?
Yeah.
Yep, I remember.
Okay. Well, what the American populace doesn't know is Signal is pretty much used throughout law enforcement, because NSA installs their own encryption keys onto that platform that can only be used by the federal government. Well, it was told to me this morning that good old Senator Kelly is the one who leaked this.
Hmm.
And the other 5 members of Congress were also party to leaking this to the press. And now they are looking at treason and sedition because they were given transcripts of what was transmitted.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Like I said, the best thing that George W. Bush ever did was give us FISA. So that's the first bombshell. The other item is with this J6 bomber. So you guys had stated they've been sitting on this for 5 years. That was the whole reasoning why Trump come out and gave that speech. You must go home peacefully. Because they knew, and I've been telling people for quite a while, that there's nothing that doesn't happen in D.C. that the Secret Service doesn't know about. And they knew about this bomb, whether it was good to go or not, because that was going to be the counter reaction to the meeting that was held at the vice president's house, which was the Naval Observatory of Mike Pence with Nancy Pelosi, Paul Ryan, and them to do the attempted coup of the U.S. government.
Wow.
And the audio that we shared 3 or 4 years ago of Clapper being interrogated by the U.S. Secret Service. So yes, they did know about this, but it was being buried, and the people who buried it was fired today by Dan Bongino. So they are out.
Do you think they'll be held accountable besides just being fired, though?
Oh yeah, they're stuck like Chuck. Yeah,
I like that.
They are done. Now, this here I was given late last night, and it's a pre-copy of what's going to be released, I believe, to the media. But apparently, now this I can't confirm or know if it's fact or not, but it fits. Apparently, there was an operation a week ago by special forces to do a high-value target extraction out of Venezuela.
Ooh.
And I think this would explain why we were flying certain pieces of equipment on the Venezuela coast as a distraction for us to get certain groups of people in. So they nabbed this guy who wanted to flee Venezuela. And he was a 3-star general that was trusted by Hugo Chavez.
Oh, jeez.
And he basically sent a letter to President Trump through the embassy in Ecuador. And that's part of this letter that is going to be released. Now, I think everybody knew there was more to the this pre-coming war than drugs. But to save time, I'm going to go to bullet point number 4, that this 4-star general or 3-star general had wrote to President Trump. And the heading is Smartmatic in Your Elections. And it says Smartmatic was born as an electoral tool for the Venezuela regime, but soon derived into a tool to keep regimes stay in power forever. I know this because I placed the head of IT of the National Electric Council, the CNE, in his position, and he reported directly to me. The Smartmatic system came to be altered. This is a fact. This technology was later exported abroad, including to the United States. Regime operatives maintained a relationship with election officials and voting machine companies inside your country.
Oh.
I do not claim that every election is stolen, but I can state with certainty that the elections can be rigged with software, and it has been used to do so. Henceforth, I offer this as proof, and all of that's redacted. And he puts, I have enclosed data and the software manipulation tool that was used in your 2020 election.
Wow. Wow.
So this is what I think is going to be used for Trump to issue the national emergency.
Well, it sounds like it's loaded, and somebody in chat saying Sidney Powell was correct, and we've all had concerns, obviously, that goes without saying, with the voting systems. And I have to tell you that there's a man named Garland Favorito. He's a co-founder of Voter Georgia. And he's basically an expert on election integrity in Georgia for the last 16 years, and Dominion and all these machines. And he was at our Republican Party office, and he actually gave a breakdown of some of the inconsistencies and all that. But a lot of it, from what you just said, it was said by him as a possibility before. So what you said rings true. And it's verification and validation that all these inconsistencies and everything were on purpose, and they've been exposed. So the next question is, what's going to happen with this knowledge and this exposure?
Yeah, well, I think this is going to allow for the national emergency.
That's it.
And so this is a letter, part of the letter that General Barros, who is the one that was extracted out of Venezuela, he wrote this to the American people. It says, to the people of the United States, make no mistake about the threat posed by allowing a narco-terrorist organization to roam freely in the Caribbean and throughout Latin America, doing everything possible to harm the American people, to finance anti-Americanism across the continent, and to facilitate the operations of other terrorist organizations and enemies of the United States within Venezuela and now within your borders. The regime I served is not merely hostile, it is at war with you, using drugs, gangs, espionage, even your own democratic process as a weapon. President Trump's policies against Maduro's criminal regime are not just justified, but necessary and proportional to the threat. He may even be underestimating what the regime is prepared to do to hold on to power. They have contingency plans for every extreme scenario to ensure they never relinquish control. I absolutely support President Trump's policies towards Venezuela, because it is in self-defense, and he is acting based on the truth. I remain ready to provide additional details about these matters to the United States government. And now we have him.
Yeah, it's signed Hugo.
Yep.
Oh boy, I've got chills all throughout my body now, because it's another one of those things that you can't wait for it to be exposed, and it's exposed, and it's almost a sigh of relief, but then you hold your breath because you want to see action taking. You know what I mean? But this is pretty serious that Hugo would do that himself. That's incredible.
Yeah, so he wrote this letter on December 2nd.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to bust a whole bunch of cans wide open.
This is crazy. It's good news. So what about this? What if Sidney Powell makes a little trot back and starts getting involved in all this again? Because I think it was Mike Flynn that sent a text out or a post or something that he needs to bring Sidney back and get her involved in all this stuff.
Wonder if Sydney's already been involved.
Boom.
I bet she is.
Boom.
Wonder if
remember these guys are steps and steps and steps ahead of what we're hearing right now. Because remember, Jeff, the minute that Trump got sworn in, remember that they hit the ground running with Doge and everything. They were all this has already been planned. They've already been working on all this stuff. So I have no doubt that Sidney Powell is probably right where she's supposed to be at the moment.
Well, and the reason I say that is, do you remember, was it yesterday or the day before, where Donald Trump called out Catherine Heritage for being a dirty reporter?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I asked that question to somebody, he said the reason he said that because she wasn't supposed to run the story about the Army Corps of Engineers building 5 additional courtrooms on Guantanamo Bay. She was supposed to keep that story quiet.
Oh, dang it. So I thought that was a good thing and is excited. And so you're saying that she did a dirty trick there and wasn't. Wow. Dang it.
And my understanding is she did that so she could get a better paying job, I think, at CBS.
Oh, lady, that was a big mistake. No way.
Bad mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, she's going to have to pay a consequence for that, I'm sure, because would that be considered any kind of security threat or anything? A warning to, I mean, it's a reach, but a warning to people, I mean, that shouldn't know about it? I know it's a reach, but still.
Well, and now I think this is the whole Mark Kelly and the signal leak. I think this is why Pete Hegseth kicked all the press out of the Pentagon.
Ah, gosh, it's all like lining up.
Yeah.
Like dominoes. They're lining them up.
Well, the dominoes that are lined around the Christmas tree inside the White House.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Now hearing this and talking about this, it's like a light bulb goes off, because at first you're like, huh? That's part of the Christmas decor in the White House are dominoes all around? Are you serious? And now you're talking about this, and it's like, who wants to be the first one to start that those dominoes falling? Push that first domino. I wonder.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's incredible information, Jeff. That's for sure. Wow.
But that letter from that general is nuts.
Yeah, I was reading it while you were reading it. I was looking at it, and it is totally crazy.
Yeah, there's about six other pages that I was asked not to share yet, and there's a lot of redactions in those 6 pages, but it's very interesting because Venezuela is very tied to Cuba, is very tied to Russia, and I believe now, knowing this, I think this is why everybody is up in arms about this Iranian plane that they flew to the United Nations, which was a restricted airline by sanctions, and then it went to Washington, D.C. And I think this is why you had that quote unquote known terrorist come to the White House, because I think all these people were implicated in what this general sent after he was extracted from Venezuela.
Wow. That's incredible. Venezuela, we've been keeping our eye on all these other big countries and stuff, and Venezuela seems like the trigger, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where it all started, because it was, the Cuba of the early 50s and 60s. And, after Hugo Chavez was thrown out, and then this general who, I guess you could say kind of liked Hugo Chavez and seen that the election was stolen. And boy, it's going to be interesting to see who they contacted in the United States to implement this software.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. And remember, John E. brought up that the 2000 Mules documentary was the evidence of mail-in ballot rigging. It was pure evidence. And I'll have to tell you, just from me being involved locally, I saw all the evidence firsthand. I saw a bunch of bad stuff locally here in Georgia. We know Georgia was never a straight up and up state, but I knew that if this kind of stuff could happen here, it's going to happen everywhere. They want to hang on. Just different pay things, the people they pay to do what they do, or pay them to show up here to promote this. It was crazy. And the ballots, what they did with the ballots and stuff here.
Yeah, I find it very ironic that 2 weeks ago, Dan Scavino puts a post of a pallet that was saran wrapped in white plastic. And now all of a sudden we're talking about ballots. I wonder where Scavino got that big ass pallet of ballots at.
Yeah. What about that?
That's interesting.
Wow.
But that was a bullshit conspiracy too.
Right? I know, all of it is. I mean, the whole voting thing, that was insanity, and so many people were going so many ways, and boy, now you see why. They were trying to protect their butts. I'm sure this has been going on for a very long time and just kept getting worse and worse and worse. That's what we were being shown and told by the President Trump all along, and here we are.
And I think this is why, you have the domino Christmas tree, to let all these people know that the dominoes are falling.
That's what I think.
How would you like to be on the opposite end of that shit?
No, thank you.
Not knowing when, they sent 60 federal agents to this kid's parents' house when they raided it this morning at 8:00.
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you.
Wakey.
Wakey. Yeah, it's incredible. And what's today? Today's a Thursday. It's just a random Thursday.
Thursday. Now remember,
Tammy, when we talked earlier today about doing a show, we're like, yeah, there's nothing big going on. We're just going to pick up some of the breadcrumbs that we kind of stepped over the other day to report on it because it's important information. And then Jeff messages and says, I got a bombshell.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
You know how they always said, the nuclear winter?
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody thought, even I thought it was going to be like a nuclear false flag. I have a feeling after December 21st, that's when all the nuclear stuff starts coming out.
Oh boy. Boy, this Christmas is going to be interesting, and so is the new year, that's for sure. But I'm hoping that it's a go for the good side and the good guys, because we can't forget, and I keep talking about it, we don't have that long for the midterms. And if we lose those midterms, I saw some stats today that said the Dems had an 80% chance of taking like the House. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So we have to make sure that that we're at the top of the mountain, I guess. And before we go down, it's the good guys, you know, that stay up here, and the bad guys go down, because it makes me very nervous.
Well, you know, Tammy, do you think there's going to be a midterm election? I don't think there's going to be.
Well,
I think this is going to be part of Trump's national emergency,
and it's going to
with releasing this letter from this general and the evidence.
Okay, so you say that, and I can agree with that. I think that's a good guesstimation or an intelligent thought about it. But what does that mean for us, and how long does that last? Do you have a general idea that you can let us know what that would look like?
Well, I think what will happen is everybody's going to have to re-register to vote. You're going to have to show some sort of federal ID in order to re-register to vote, because I think they're going to get rid of the voter rolls. I think he's probably going to announce, after this announcement is made, that everything has to be done by paper ballot at a polling station. There will be no mail-in ballots unless extreme circumstances, or if you are in the military, and those processing centers will probably be guarded by either military or National Guard, so no hanky-panky goes on. And as part of that national emergency, I think there's going to be a temporary suspension of elections until the Director of National Intelligence can come out and truly say, now the elections are fair and safe.
Wow. Well, that's okay. That makes total sense. Remember, Trump was in a video at it was one of his rallies or whatever, and before he got elected again, and he said, get out and vote. You only have to vote one more time. Once you do it one more time and we get in there, you're not going to have to do it again. And I thought, that just stuck in my head. I thought, what does he mean by that?
Yep. Yeah. Well, you know, in it, you know, whether you like Trump or not, you have to listen to his words very carefully, because either he is the biggest con man or he is telling people and giving sound bites for people who will listen.
Yeah. It's either or. It always has impact some way.
Right.
You just need to pay attention. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And you know, he stopped all that central casting stuff. He stopped a lot of the stuff that he did before. He's been really almost like a taskmaster at business. Like, he's been dead serious. He's been like, I don't know how to describe it other than he's like, it looks like a mob boss, or like he's got the horns and the long bull horns, and he's like going forward like a bull. He's not as jokey and this and that. He's just being downright with the reporters and everything, and the press. He's just being open, honest, and blunt. He's being himself, is what I'm saying. Right. And very aggressive. It's almost like business time, like playtime's over.
Yeah. Well, you know who looked like a mob boss today? Bongino.
Did he? I didn't see him. Dang it.
Oh yeah. He laid it out.
So it was.
And when my buddy, the big chair, called me this morning and he went to Cash and told Cash he wants to get rid of that whole department and tear it apart. Cash told him to go for it, do it.
Hey, it can't be any worse than what we've had.
Right. Yep. So,
wow.
All right, guys.
Well, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Have a good evening.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go, Tammy Jo.
I know.
Time to wrap it up tonight, and I was glad that he jumped in here the last 30 minutes or so to give us some of that information. And I don't know, it was good. It was a good evening. It's only Thursday, but it feels like I don't know. It's just, we always you can't even make this shit up.
I know. Well, you can't, because you think you know what's coming and you really don't. But it's a good time. You go on the air and you never know what's going to happen, and that's part of the fun of it, I guess. So,
absolutely.
But do we want final thoughts? Because I have a final thought.
We don't ever leave this show without final thoughts.
I got to get my glasses on because I'm going to read. Of my final thought is actually from.
What'd you do? Type it up?
No, it's from Elon Musk. Believe it or not. All right. So this is from Elon Musk, and this is my final thought, something for you guys to think about. It says, you watched The Hunger Games and sided with the resistance. You watched Star Wars and sided with the resistance. You watched The Matrix and sided with the resistance. You watched Divergent and sided with the resistance. You watched V for Vendetta and sided with the resistance. When it's fiction, you understand, yet you refuse to see it when it's the reality you're living in. Wild. And that's my final thought.
That's your final thought, huh? Well, that's a good one, I guess. I seen that one the other day on X. I think it was pretty good.
We don't believe it.
Yeah, my final thought is this: there's just so much information out there and so much going on. I don't think anybody could be right 100% of the time. I know that I get things wrong, but we do our very best here at LWN to try to give you the newest information. And yeah, some of it is older because we go back and recover it, or we might have skipped over it the first time because there was so many other things going on. But for the most part, we try to give you the latest and greatest information that's out there to the best of our ability. And we have a lot of fun doing it. We enjoy our time that we spend here with you guys. A lot of great comments. Some people don't agree. Some people agree. Everybody's got their own opinion. I love it. I love reading comments that doesn't go with the same grain as everyone else. I like getting other people's opinions and thoughts, even if they're completely different than ours, because I think it's important to hear all sides, all perspectives. That's why I always play the hard spot here, where I think differently than Tammy and Jeff and the rest of you, and that's my job. I really want you to use your brain and think, and I bring a different perspective to the table. And Jeff is always positive and brings really some great information, and we appreciate that. So my final thought is just, do your best. Give it a thought. Do your research. And I'm going to always stick with this. I will trust but verify, because I don't trust anybody, to be honest with you. And that's just my final thought for tonight.
Well, that's you're right to have that final thought there.
It just is on a Thursday night, Tammy.
You know what it is. It is. And it's been fun. And thank you again to everybody that donated to the show and bought us coffees tonight. We across all platforms.
And
wonderful.
The super chats. And the super chats over on Rumble.
Yep, super chats. And thank you to our great mods again tonight. And who knows when we'll see again, because LW said, well, we probably won't be on maybe Saturday, Friday, Sunday. Here it is the very next day. So see, you just never know what you're going to get here. And that's part of the fun, isn't it?
It is fun because I don't have a set schedule. And so whenever I can get in here, I want to jump in here because I know that tomorrow's a big day for me. I got a big test. So I'll take all the prayers that you guys will give me tomorrow. I got a really big test to take tomorrow that deals with my career and my career path. So I'll take all the prayers that you guys will give me for that tomorrow. So I don't know what tomorrow afternoon will bring. When I pass it tomorrow, I'm probably going to want to celebrate. So words have power, right? Words have power. So I've already passed it. I just got to show up and do my part. So there might be some celebration tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll have time to do anything tomorrow. And then Saturday, I got family plans. So I don't know. I may leave us open for something to do on Sunday. I'll keep in touch with you, Tammy. Mm-hmm. But obviously, we'll be back Monday for Brandy and Cigars with Jeff B. again. So that's kind of the schedule. I don't know.
Sounds good. Who knows? He may call and say, we've got to go on in 10 minutes. Get it ready. And that's just the way it goes. But, that's the way life is now. So I appreciate that. But thanks, and have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, check out those new T-shirts. They're going to be in the store here in just probably a week or less. If you missed it at the beginning of the show, rewind. We did it at the very beginning of the show. We showed you guys. We got Georgia. We got Texas. And we've got California that we're going to be putting these amazing new designs in the store in just a week or less. So check that out. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. Thank you for all the coffees. Much appreciated. God bless you. I'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Wings. Got to do the wings.
Wings. Wing it.